Your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at Double Eagle Golf.
So, I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on my car insurance.
So you told your agent you play the bagpipes for your dog?
What? No, I didn't get that personal. My agent just helped me create an affordable price just for me. Okay, let me show you what I've been working on. Hey, Buster!
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone, and here with me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know the new Honda sales are going really good right now at Honda of Lincoln, and with that, a lot of fresh trade-ins are coming in. Can you tell our listeners about your pre-owned selection?
I'm happy to, Charlie. Like you said, with new Honda sales going very good, we have a lot of fresh trade-ins coming in daily, and not just Hondas. We have just about every maker model you can imagine, with over 100 pre-owned and certified pre-owned to choose from, and prices starting at just $5,900.
Wow, what about financing?
We have financing as low as 3.29% APR on certified Accords and CRV.
Thanks again, Andy. People love the selection and great service at Honda of Lincoln. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Plungers and store-bought chemicals can only go so far and can harm your drains. Call the professionals at John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical to get your drains flowing. We won't only make sure the clog is taken care of, but we will ensure your drains are completely clean so the clog will not come back. Give John Henry's a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Allo is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Allo has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe you deserve an affordable, secure, and reliable connection. We're proud to have served our businesses and residents with seriously fast fiber optic service for 2 decades. Thank you for trusting Allo as your local internet, phone, and TV provider. Follow us on social media to know about the 20th anniversary celebrations in all our Allo communities.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Happy Monday, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. I'm DP. With me is Harrison Arns. Until Jay Foreman gets here, the Hall of Famer is on the way. Have no fear. Jay Foreman will be here. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line, Honda Lincoln hotline. And again, if you want to be a part of what we're doing, Starter Heyman live video streams, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, wherever you get your podcast, we're up there for you. And then if you're local and you want to go to Allo Channel 951, you can see in studio, see what's happening, read the expressions, be in the room where it happened.
It's got nice cameras now too. It's always easy to say. I make the joke all the time, but I always felt bad in the old studio. It's a great way to put a face to the voice. Kind of lying.
Yeah.
It was like 4 pixels, kind of tough to see. But now we got those nice HD cameras, a much more enjoyable viewing experience. So again, definitely check out the streams if you haven't done so yet.
Yeah, you know what it is. I want to thank the folks from Certified Piedmontese, the Mercado. All the cuts, all the joy, all of the wonderful goodness that is, whether you need the butcher shop, whether you want to go into the prepared meals, unless you want to go upstairs to Casa Bovina for the fine dining experience. They've got something for everybody, no matter where you are and what your taste buds are calling to. The Mercado has something for you. We'll go through this in for a couple of minutes and then give Jay time to get here. But there's some news, and to get into the various points of this, here's some of the things I want to cover over the course of this segment. One, shout out to the Lincoln Stars. You get the first win of the season yesterday in overtime. One-timer by Adam Kleber gets the job done. They get their first win. Shout out to Rocky Russo and the Stars. And then for Ahman Green to drop the first puck. And to tell you that marketing matters, the number of Green Bay Packer fans who were at the Lincoln Stars game to meet Ahman Green, man, like they showed out. Like the cheeseheads were everywhere. Ahman probably took 50 pictures, signed 50 items at least throughout this thing. And then I got to do the puck drop on Saturday. Not the best result, but they do this thing. And have you done the Kawasaki thing? I need to put you on the list.
We talked about a bit about the breeze.
Yep. To ride the Kawasaki on ice is it'll change your adulthood.
Did Ahman Green get on there?
Yes, he did.
Okay, let's hear that.
Yes, and the dude was much nicer to Ahman than he was to me. I have to be fully honest. Sal was driving, and he was much kinder, way more reserved than he was when Ahman. I understood the important cargo was number 30. But, man, he spun that thing out for me, and he was like, I was like, wait a minute. He's going like half speed with Ahman.
Well, here's the important question. For the puck drop, did they lay out the carpet for him?
No, this is what was hilarious because for Ahman, they laid it out.
Yeah, they did.
For Ahman, they laid out the carpet, right? So he never had to touch ice. But for me on Saturday night, nope. Nope. And I look, man, I had to reassess some things. Like I had, okay, does the machismo kick in and you're like, oh, I can handle it, right? I'm still like, even at my age, I'm still athletic enough, got enough reflexes, enough balance that I think I can handle it. But then that first step out there and you realize that the Zamboni has just gone through and smoothed the ice all the way. And then you realize how, like, I was looking for a place where somebody had skated. So at least I have like a blade mark to stand on.
Right.
Nah, bruh. It was smooth butter ice out there. And all I could see was local radio station host, DP, heels overhead in the icebox. You know, like this is, and a video that somebody puts music behind of me just falling back and forth over the course of it. But they hooked Ahman up with the carpet. I was like, okay, see, I see how this goes. Like, I talked to Lloyd Crocker. I'm like, okay, no. I understand he's a Hall of Famer, but you could have got a brother a carpet. Like, just give me
a placemat.
Right? They were like, well, they forgot. All I needed was 2 napkins. Like, give me 2 napkins.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I've
Something.
been fine, right?
Little towel or something.
Like,
give me a towel. Give me a
nothing.
towel.
So I told Harrison yesterday, I just conceded all of my manhood and I just waved the 2 dudes over and like, y'all need to come over here.
Exactly.
Like, y'all need to come over here as close as you can to it. I'll go ahead and drop this puck. Give it back to me.
You know what had happened? You would have slid out there like you about to do the rock bottom on him, and then hit him like that.
Oh, bro, like it would have been ugly. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be smart. Like, this is my emotional maturity.
Right.
That I will just stay here inside the box and let y'all come to me. I'm angry at the carpet. He did it nice. He even spun it. I was like, okay, AG.
Yeah.
Like, give Mr. Fancy Pants. He's like, yeah, man, Green Bay. I've been in a lot of these puck drops. I can handle this. I was like, okay. So it was a good time. Jay, you're up. Friday and Saturday have options. We'll talk about it. Saturday and Sunday. No, it's Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's Friday, Saturday.
Saturday this week. We need to get you in the Kawasaki on ice.
What's that? The Zamboni?
It's
no, the side by side.
This is like a side by side that you get in, and they have somebody drive it for you.
Okay.
But they're spinning it. They're doing 360s on the ice.
Yeah, I can't do that. But, no, I'll be throwing up, man. I got some issues over with my noodle up top.
Yeah,
I could drive around the ring. I can't do 360s. Though.
When I got in and saw the handles, the handlebars right there in front of you, like, it was letting me know. He was like, "You're supposed to wave." I'm like, "There are 2 bars here,
right?
One for each hand. There is no waving hand while my hands are." But I'm like, "All right, let me go ahead, Buck and Bronco. Let me see if I can handle it." Got it through. There were some kids that I knew that were there. They laughed hysterically. Like, that was awesome. There's like that was it's 50-50. Half the people thought that's awesome. The other half was like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
You can have that. So, Jay, we kept it short in the first one. We'll throw it to break. When we come back, let's have Jay give the formal introduction, and then we can talk about it. It's a full weekend. Huskers win. NFL's great. Major League Baseball playoffs. Huskers basketball preseason ranking is low. Not
Well,
good.
All right. You got to start somewhere.
Lots to talk about here on Old School 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. This week, they're having a one-day sale on Friday, October 13th. For Friday only, enjoy USDA Choice Boneless Rump Roast for just $3.99 per pound. Limit 10 pounds. All natural St. Louis-style spare ribs for $1.99 per pound, plus more in-store specials. That's all this Friday for the one-day sale at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today. Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
So I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on my car insurance.
So you told your agent you play the bagpipes for your dog?
What? No, I didn't get that personal. My agent just helped me create an affordable price just for me. Okay, let me show you what I've been working on. Hey, Buster!
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You'll see him on 60 Minutes here pretty soon. What up? We are back. Jay Foreman, DP. Harrison's in for Austin. Austin, congratulations. Big ups, my man. Keep it. Have that staying power, my brother. That first month is a test of your internal fortitude to operate with no sleep. But this is Old School, brought to you by the Mercado, certified Piedmontese, special ingredients and butcher shop. Located 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill. Every type of meat, every type of cut. It's a victory Monday, even though the game was on Friday. So it was always said, like I said on the Inside the Huddle, ugly win is always better than an ugly loss. And going into the bye week, if approached right, you can come out a lot better team than you did beforehand. So this is in my opinion, I think it's a good time for a bye week for Nebraska. They're 3-3. Realistically, everybody would like to be 4-2, but people could have been okay with 3-3 considering you won 4 in 3 games the prior year. So you're ahead of schedule, with the new coach, new regime. It's a total new football department and a new way of thinking and thinking about winning and playing. And so you get 6 games, right? And so the reason why I think it's a good time, because you get to look at the good, bad, mediocre, ugly, or whatever you want to call it. And then you get to do self-scouting. And really that's the most important thing, or one of the most important things, obviously, besides getting healthy and all that other stuff. And that's first and foremost. But the self-scouting, self-evaluation isn't just for the players. It's your game plan, because originally you can come in and think, okay, this could work in the Big Ten, non-con, or with the personnel we have. Well, we are depleted as being nice about the receiver core. Now you have to look at some of those young pups. It may not be a 4-game thing. Now, if you really are about that business or who you guys say you are when we were getting recruited, the time is now. You're no longer a freshman. You've been here in 6 weeks. You've been in practices, so forth and so on. It's a huge week for them and anybody else that has that opportunity. But you get to evaluate your staff, and the staff gets to evaluate themselves. Not what I mean by evaluating your staff. What I mean is it's not like you're going to fire somebody. What you can say, okay, well, this is what we really need to get better at this position or position groups or as a segmented offense, defense, and special teams, right? You can evaluate that because how you came into it, you might have, a lot of things might be working. You need to get a little bit better at some things and the nuances of the blocking scheme, so forth and so on. And then you get to self-scout, your players, the new ones versus the ones that are holdovers and who's really stepped up, who's really played well. And then have these conversations with, some of these guys that have played well, like a Cam Linhart, what are we going to do? How you feeling? We want to make sure we do the best for you and our team and protect your long-term career. Princewell, he's starting to get healthy. Van Poppel and some other guys. This is time, and this isn't the time to say, okay, we're just going to get guys reps and they're young guys, but this is time to win and develop, and you can do both. And you can do both because you have to, because of the injuries and the situation, in particular on offense. It's a good time, even though the defense has been pretty consistent, to really hone in on how to get to the pass rusher, more in like 4 and 3 man fronts. Know the defense a little bit better. Define some more roles and expand roles for guys that have done well and get better. And you got 3 practices, but I'm a firm believer, just because you don't play on Saturday doesn't mean that you're off, in my case, going back to Minneapolis or DC. Not during the season. No way, no how.
Would you, as a coach, would you make the rule and hope that they make the right decision, or so that they don't have to make a decision, or do you hope that they make the right decision and not make that just kind of uniform?
As I just said it, I understand that, you're college kids and some of them are grown men, 23, 24 years old, 22 years old. And so you can't say you can't go home because, really, they would ask you, okay, what's the difference if you're from Western Nebraska, Scotts Bluff, right? You have an offensive lineman that's a freshman. Say he goes, that's a 6-hour drive. What's really the difference then if I took a 6-hour drive to Minneapolis? So you really can't stop anybody from going home. But I would strongly encourage you, if you do go home, be engaged and get into the gym. Right?
Yeah.
Don't go home. And we've heard of guys that are on teams before. They go home, don't eat right, and they come back malnourished, and now you're 2 steps behind, even if you made any gains. So, to answer your question, DP, I'm going to step back from what I just said and say, listen, if you want to earn my trust, this is the ultimate test right here.
That's where I'm at. I'd lay it down that way. I could look at where this program's at. If we want to get this thing off, to what we keep saying, we have to put the extra work in. So like you said, you can't keep them there, but I'm going to strongly encourage, you want to play on this team, it'd be a wise move to keep putting the work in.
Well, this is also where the team actually can lead.
Right.
And if you have local leadership who could just say, you know what, if you need to just get away, we can go to the crib, get a home cooked meal, watch some games.
We have bye weeks. There's a very cool story about Tony Ortiz went back to Brian Shaw's hometown. Tony Ortiz is from New York, the Bronx. And he went back to, I forgot where Brian Shaw's from, and spent the weekend back there on a bye week. There's things you can do besides getting on a plane, risking being delayed, and all that other stuff. Now, that's just me. Now, if you feel comfortable doing it, then you need to be, then if you want to earn my trust, then you better come back ready to play with your mind right. Because I'm going to test your mind when you get back here, because we're on the cusp of doing something potentially that hadn't been done around here in 6 years, and that's making a bowl game, or 7 years, or however, too long of a time.
Yeah.
And if I'm counting on you, and somehow you come back and you're not focused, or you lost a step or lost your edge, well, then how can I count on you when I need to put you in the game?
We're just at a point too where that competitive depth needs to be there. Like
Right.
we're seeing it with the wide receivers. We're seeing it with the defense. We got guys getting hurt left and right, running back room. Like some of those young guys, like again, that's why it's stress. You can't stop them, but that work needs to be put in.
I might talk to some guys individually. I would strongly encourage, the guys to get together, and learn the offense more, even when you don't have practice. Like, and look, man, you got class. I think they might have schools off Monday and Tuesday, but look, this is not. You're not in middle school and you in winter break here. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Where
Yeah.
you're just going to school and nothing's on the line. Like, everything's on the line. And that's the type of intensity I would be coaching with. Every day, every play, every situation is 4th and 1, do or die. I want to create as much pressure so then the game is secondary. And you can do that after 6 games. And you can really challenge guys to do more. I mean, it was really good to see Malachi Coleman essentially, run that stick out and caught it like it was nothing. There was another one that Harburg missed him on. He was wide open on kind of like a level route. So that's encouraging. Then you think of Jalen Lloyd and you're getting Doss back. These guys, look, the time is now, man. You got 6 games. We're going to be playing against good competition. This is what you want. And this is the way to cement yourself. And if you want to be 2 or 3 steps ahead of the competition coming in these next 1 or 2 recruiting classes, perform in these 6 weeks. Earn the trust in these 6 weeks. You'll be way ahead of the curve. But if you don't, then you're right on the same playing field as these guys coming in. So you wasted an opportunity. It's not like you're playing behind a whole bunch of All-Americans. All the starters have gotten hurt. They're not coming back for a while. And so that's important. The running back room needs to get a little bit better. Quarterback room needs to get better. Offensive line needs to get better. Defense needs to get better. Special teams need to get better. There's not anybody that goes into this bye week as all we arrive. We talked about it DP all the time. How do you handle success?
Yeah.
Whatever is perceived or reality. That's been the Achilles heels around here.
I'm looking at the receiver stats, and it leads me to that thing of stepping up. It without looking at the actual numbers and knowing that Billy Kemp leads the team in receptions, that Marcus Washington has the greatest yards per catch, Fedoni has the most touchdowns per reception. It's kind of there. It's still not where we need for it to be in actual numbers.
Right.
And then you get into the other bits and pieces where Alex Bullock, Borkature, Ty Hahn, these are folks that, while we did not speculate that they would be in the Isaiah Garcia Castaneda conversation, that we do need more.
I mean, he's there.
Like
they got the starting spot at the beginning of the year. He kind of popped off against Colorado. We saw some bit, but I mean, he needs to work. I mean, I don't want to. His separation, it just needs to work on it. He hasn't been getting himself nearly as wide open in those first few games.
That's a tough thing.
It is.
Like, that's a tough thing. And then sometimes it is the route combination and when you're given.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that go into create separation. Everybody views it separation as like it's always man to man. There is separation. Sometimes they play matchup zone. Sometimes they play regular zone. But once you depend on the down and distance, I'm going to take you. And so that could be perceived as not separation because DP's running towards me and I jump him. There is no separation.
Yeah, in zone packages, sometimes there is no runaway.
Right.
That if I explode off a slant, I could explode myself into a safety.
Right.
And get my head taken off, or a linebacker,
Yeah.
right? And you don't want to have to do that. So there's other things in play.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where quarterback accuracy plays into it.
And that's huge.
When you hear people say fitting it in, there's always room.
Yep.
Some people are better at fitting it into that small window, through the small window into a small space than others. That's the difference of a mature quarterback. Harburg, that's not his game right now.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs folks with green. Now you got to call route combinations that said it. Friday was eye-opening in the sense that they shut down the things that weren't working and focused on the things that were. They were calling plays to get productive yards,
right?
And sticking to the things that they understood. Even it didn't matter who the personnel on the field was. They kept doing that, and then it allowed the offensive line to get off a little bit in the run game, which I just think is a big, huge part. That listen, you can make this line better. Calling quarterback draws certainly slows down defensive linemen. It slows down linebackers on the blitz. Do that. Be critical when you do it. There are ways for them to get better in a hurry. They've got 10 days to figure out. A tricky Northwestern defense. It's a tricky Northwestern defense, but it can be moved. And that's the thing you have to pay attention to.
Yeah, you can score points against them, and you can run on them, and but you're going to have to work for it. And that's, I mean, look, it's still like whatever happened with Pat Fitzgerald, that's the legal process or whatever. But what has been, from a football standpoint, what's been entrenched in that program didn't change in a matter of a few months. So they're going to be tough. They're going to be disciplined. They're going to play hard. And so you got to go out there and outplay them and beat them at those things that I mentioned before. But I think if you start to look at, okay, well, with this line combination and these personnel groups, this is what we run pretty good. Let's accentuate that. But then also let's figure out different ways to get to that run game. And there's a play in particular that Nebraska came out. I think Bonner was the fullback, and they were kind of running a lead G, which it's a lead and the guard pulls around. I think that's what they're running to the left side. The whole left side had kind of got really good push. But and you saw it, it was a crucial third down, I think, or second down. And Matt Rule jumped all over Bullock because he didn't cut off the corner who made the play and tackle for loss. Now, Newton came around, got in on the secondary hit, but if the timing was right, Anthony Grant was gone past that. And so those are the little things just that people don't really see because the naked eye, because anytime there's a tackle in the backfield, and listen, the offensive line is earned some of the stuff that this here, but they also have done some things that go unnoticed because they did their job. That's why blocking in the run game from a receiver standpoint is so crucial because it's not just blocking corners when you're out there on an island. It's blocking the safeties on crack replays. It's blocking the corners and guys that shoot into that outside tight end gap that can bust the whole play up. So the little nuances of their blocking schemes, they need to get better at. Combination blocks, slip blocks, the timing of coming off of it. When you pull, I mean, Ethan Piper had the pancake that led, pretty much blew open the hole for Heinrich Harburg. And Heinrich Harburg had a really good read on an RPO. So that's a perfect play for the offense. They need to get more of those. The option game. He needs to learn how to run the option a little bit more crisp.
Yeah, I'm shooting for this offensive line to work at 80%.
Right.
Too often they're at 60.
65, and they need to get up. They need to get up, and they can do it. And everything that they need to work on is all fixable.
Yep.
But you have to, and that's why I say it's not just 3 days. This is a work week because it's that important.
And then using fullbacks and tight ends to get that number up.
Right.
Right. The more you throw into the pool, the better the efficiency, especially when it's done well.
Yeah, and get to it to different formation. You got to get creative, but that's what 10 days are for. And that's all. Then also, if I'm a receiver, I'm going in there and telling okay, what do I need? I got for 6 games?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking I'm having a goal of how many catches I want to have in these next 6 games. And I'm putting it out there and I'm putting it in the coach. Now, obviously, that Mary's going and putting in the work, but this is a tremendous opportunity. But then also, you get, and you got to get the confidence from Harburg. You got to deliver the mail. So
and everybody at the door. Malachi at the door, Billy at the door, Marcus at the door.
We're all going to the door.
Like everybody walking up just like.
But Fedoni and those guys are going to get their targets. For this team to get to the bowl game, somebody's going to have to step up. 2 guys are going to step up on the outside. Yeah. And it could be a combination of 4 guys. You got to step up on the outside, start making some catches. So good segment. We're going to have a short segment before we get to the top of the hour. I think the first segment of the 5 o'clock hour, we are going to
we're not gonna go to therapy.
For who?
Buffalo Bills fans.
Nah, well, we were. I got a text from Jake, and the thing. This is the problem. He's like, "Oh, Matt Milano, I love him. He's a great player. I just wanted to let you know he's out for the season." Yeah, Jake, I saw it in live action. Thank you, though. He's like, I just wanted to let you. He's like, at least I was nice about it. Okay, Jake.
See?
So at the top of the 5 o'clock hour, we're gonna go over and let's give our midterm grades.
Okay.
Of maybe position groups, offense, defense. Go through that.
Okay.
Jump into some NFL, and then if we got a chance, we'll do a little Major League Baseball playoffs. It's starting to get more intense. So Jay Foreman, DP, Harrison sitting in. Old School will be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
The electrical construction industry. The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down, but don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning on November 27th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at Double Eagle Golf.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
When you think of places with tons of great beer selections and amazing food menu in Omaha, the conversation should start and end with Bärischen Beer Garden in Benson. With more than 30 beers on tap, including several German options, you're sure to find something you like. And don't forget their Nashville hot chicken sandwich or any of their delicious hamburgers. Start off with the warm house-made pretzels and you're on to a great day at Bärischen Beer Garden in the heart of Benson in Omaha.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Yet another Nebraska winter is looming, and you know you're going to need tires on your vehicle. Don't fret, they are all on sale now during the October Spectacular event at Graham Tire Company. Buy 3 Kumho tires and get the 4th tire free with the purchase of an install package. Save big on Goodyear, Hankook, Nokian, and more. Big rebates on select Goodyear tires that will double when you use your Goodyear credit card. It's their biggest sale of the year, and it's happening now. GrahamTireLincoln.com, getting you to the places that matter most.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and man, do the October incentives get better. You won't want to miss this. Happening right now at Coppell, you have 0% financing or $6,500 off MSRP on select new half-ton crew cab pickups. Yes, you heard right. Happening right now until the end of the month. 0% financing or $6,500 off sticker price. Those incentives are the best we've seen this entire year. Hurry on in while supplies last. Just take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus and with roof credit.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your lake forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine as well as some calm winds. Afternoon high should top out around 66. Tonight we'll see clear skies and an overnight low of around 40. And tomorrow, more of the same, lots of sunshine, calm winds. A little warmer tomorrow. We'll see an afternoon high of around 72. A meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We are back. Old school. Jay Foreman, DP, Harrison on the ones and twos, stepping in for Austin like he always does, stepping in and stepping up. I'd be remiss if I didn't get it right. Brian Shaw is from DeWeese, Nebraska. He always gets mad. I think I always say like Superior or something, and I always get a text from him. But he's probably out in the combine right now or wrestling up some cows or something, or doing what he does. Great. Brian's a great teammate, great dude. But we are brought to you by the Mercado, certified Piedmontese, special ingredients and butcher shop, 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill. Every type of meat and every type of cut. No game this week, so I figure 6 games in, you're halfway through the season. Oddly enough, it's a good time to give some mid-season grades. I guess we can go offense, defense, special teams, and then we could dive into specific position groups if you want. I think, obviously, the defense is probably for this team a C+ or a B-. And I'll probably err on the side of B- for me. An A is obviously like a Georgia or something like that, but I would say C+, B-, and more or less probably B-, just because I know. Well, first of all, I know they're pretty consistent, been playing good defense, but I still think that they can play even better, which is weird because it's a whole new system. But I think Tony White and those guys have taught it well. They're teachers of the football game and the defensive side, and they're getting the most out of their roster. I think they've expanded the defensive roster tenfold, and you would not be able to be 3-3 if they haven't been able to. And I think, really, to be honest with you, Tony White's experience of being at Syracuse and finding different ways to use different guys probably made this easier for him than he ever wants to admit. So, they're C+, B-, maybe B if I really want to dive into it. But they've been a pleasant surprise.
Yeah,
and I think a pleasant surprise, and I think they can play even better. I'm excited to see what they do these next 4 or 5 games, and coming out of that bye week. What do you guys think?
I'd roll B-. But last week, no Singleton, no Luke Reimer. The fact that it was hard to tell, that gives me pretty confidence. Tony White, like you said, he's really good at just getting guys in different positions. We're seeing Princewell, Uman Yellen, guys that names haven't come up late, and all of a sudden they're turning the corner under this Tony White defense. So could be better, and I hope they have that attitude. But yeah, B- is fair.
Am I giving this as a coach or as a fan?
I don't know what you can do, whatever you want.
So
you can give 2 grades.
3-3 record, 3-3 record. Which is passing.
That's C, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Passing. Yeah, you haven't failed.
Yeah.
Passing.
Yeah.
So if you give the team a C, defense is a B-. That's where I would put it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty consistent. I mean, I think they've done a lot of really good things. You look at, the emergence of Jamari Butler. I think he has 4 sacks, and he's only played 4 games. And so you got to think you got Riley Van Poppel had the huge play, or made the tackle at the goal line in the first series, 4th and 1, or one of the guys, but he was there at first. He split a double team. There's not a lot of guys that come in as late enrollees that play a good enough technique, out of high school that's able to take on a double team, split it, pad square, make it at the half-yard line. Nebraska gets the ball back. And then you think of a guy like Phelan Sanford, right? Done some good things and played a little bit. And you heard about it in the spring, but it's different being talked about in the spring, and then you're sprung into action to start. Not only that, he played on special teams as well. Big forced fumble that Tommy Hill was Johnny on the spot. So, you could go on and on. Mekhi Gaber, where he was left for dead, and then he's found a place on this team on special teams, and then at a multitude of roles. So I think it's a B-, and you don't want to give them too much too early, and then they got a hard road ahead, but they could definitely move up into a B or whatever, B+, if they play well down the stretch. So moving on to special teams, and I think the special teams, for me, I would probably give them a C-, mainly because of the kicking game. Obviously, I think the coverage unit for the most part has been good. A rough spot patch there against Louisiana Tech, but you knew that they were a really good kick return team. Our kick return team has been decent. Punt return, we haven't seen much, and I think we need to be more aggressive there. I think after the first game or so, Bushini's done well, so I think that's what kind of brings it up to a C- for me.
Harrison?
Yeah, I'm right around a C. I think last week, if we didn't have that Illinois game, it would have been lower. But
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they proved a lot for me for that game. That was one of the, it's been a long time since I've watched Husker football have that much favorable field position. So that was kind of an eye opener. That was good to see. You're still not feeling great about the kicking range for field goals. When we get down there, you still always kind of feel shaky about it. Unless you're getting to 30 yards, 40, you're starting to feel that kind of being a stretch. Punt return, we're not muffing punts at least. You'd like to see big returns. Kick return, doing okay there on blocking. It's just kind of all feels average. You know? I'm not like super down on it, but I'm not super high on it either.
But they could be a lot better,
Yeah, there's plenty of room for improvement. And you hope Alvano gets that confidence sooner and later.
Grant Taggy gives them a C. I'd be C-, but Taggy Friday night C.
Was a factor. He was the party starter. He was the guy that over the last couple of years has embraced special teams and made a nice role for himself, that he knows he's always on that plane leaving on those road games. He's a guy that you can't travel without.
And shame on the national play-by-play guy not knowing the last name. That's all.
Oh, didn't know the association?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got to do. You got a little depth.
Hey, bro, read the program.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, let's get the defense in here, and then now we can throw it to break.
Defense, I would say.
Or excuse me, offense. We
offense.
gave the defense B- across the board. Offense.
I'd probably bump the special teams up to C. Offense, I would say D+, C-, and that's being nice. And that's because of the injuries, the situation, and just the circumstances that they're dealing with right now. It's kind of incomplete because I can give you a better grade after the first 2 weeks coming out of the bye week.
D+. Just lots to be seen for me yet.
Yeah.
I was impressed by the wide receivers last week.
B-.
B-. Okay, D-.
C-.
Oh, C-.
Yeah,
All right.
I think that's right where they're at. And it's good to me sitting in grades, and then we can get going here at the top of the hour, talk big things in overall landscape of college football. Talk some NFL stuff because I think a lot of stuff is going on there. I want to ask you guys about the Denver Broncos. And would you guys fire sale some of your better players? Their season is over. Obviously, they just got embarrassed by the Jets and the BYU Bandit and Zach Wilson. So, Jay Foreman, DP, Harrison, we'll be right back.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Yet another Nebraska winter is looming, and you know you're going to need tires on your vehicle. Don't fret. They are all on sale now during the October Spectacular event at Graham Tire Company. Buy 3 Kumho tires and get the 4th tire free with the purchase of an install package. Save big on Goodyear, Hankook, Nokian, and more. Big rebates on select Goodyear tires that will double when you use your Goodyear credit card. It's their biggest sale of the year, and it's happening now. GrahamTireLincoln.com, getting you to the places that matter most.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
What is Kasasa Cash at Liberty First Credit Union? It's more. More earning, more freedom, more rewards. With Kasasa Cash, you earn up to 5.5% APY, and your rewards begin instantly from a penny up to $40,000, all without monthly service fees. Plus, Kasasa Cash at Liberty First Credit Union gives you more ATMs nationwide. When you want more, you want Kasasa Cash. Visit libertyfirstcu.com for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Account qualifications apply.
Nutrition Authority presents Activator. University studies have shown that Activator helps with building muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Activator is for male and females of all ages who want to look, feel, and perform their best. Activator can only be found in Nutrition Authority. Stop in, call, or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Here we are, 5 o'clock hour. Jay Foreman, DP, live from the Ticket Studios, 1040 O Street, 11th and O Street. To make it easy on you, we are brought to you by the Mercado, certified Piedmontese, special ingredients and butcher shop. We are in the building. Big NFL weekend. You know, I don't know what's more surprising, how bad the Denver Broncos are or how good the Detroit Lions are. If you watch both games, you will see Detroit is for real. And, you know, everybody thought Dan Campbell was a weird hire when he was talking about biting ankles or grabbing or whatever.
Biting kneecaps
off. If you know Dan Campbell, he's moved and ascended up the coaching ranks rather rapidly after retiring. He went right into coaching or assistant coach of tight ends. Played on a Bill Parcells, so you know he's tough-minded, and he was a tough guy anyways, playing against him and knowing what he's made of. He's got a really good staff of a lot of former players that have had their first opportunity with him, but then also been in the league for a while. He's given a ton of coaches opportunity, and has really turned around the franchise of Detroit, along with their GM that came from the Rams, I think, and made some unique trades. He didn't run away from Jared Goff. He felt like he respected his craft. They had always had a multitude of receivers and built that Detroit team from the offensive and defensive line, and then the rest is history. Got rid of some locker room guys, Jeff Okudah, who was a number 3 pick, a guy that, you know, they wanted him to work harder and do all that stuff, and they got him out of the locker room real quick, and then went and made a huge get and got Branch from Alabama, who was kind of a Swiss Army knife. He's already paid dividends, obviously, with 2 interceptions and 1 to the crib. And he brings the physicalness that you need in, you know, as far as that rover safety position. I think that was probably the highlight to see Detroit really get off, you know, and the really 2 low lights is not just Denver, the way that they look, but then also the demise of the Patriots and the way that they're playing. That's the 2, you talk about the 2 biggest stories of low lights, it's those 2. Bill Belichick has been fighting. Yeah. Was it Tom Brady? Well, obviously, you know, Tom Brady covered up a lot of your weaknesses. He did.
Yeah, but the drop off, like you said,
it's huge.
Bad.
Because Mac Jones is still a first-round pick, and Bill Belichick decided to have a defensive coordinator and a special teams coach be the offensive coordinator last year with the young quarterback. You're seeing the ramifications of it. But Denver, DP, when you watch that game with Denver, you see Russell Wilson play decent, right?
Mm-hmm.
The I guess unwillingness to stick with the run game, I would say, offensively, and then how bad that Denver defense has played. Now, I want to ask you guys this, Harrison and DP. When you watch Denver's defense, and you remember, obviously, 70 points against Miami, I flat out think that's effort. I saw some guys out there quit. They were just jogging. They were okay with getting embarrassed.
Well, when Mike White, you could definitely see, because they still had those starters in there, and they weren't trying.
Right. The pride was gone. Then you see them the way that they played yesterday against the Jets with a halftime lead, right? It's not all on Russell Wilson. Now, granted, everybody looks at the highlight of Sean Payton getting after him when Quincy Williams literally hawked him down as soon as he got the well, like, what would you want him to do? The dude came out of it. But I guess you could say at least throw it out of bounds. But it'd be hard for anybody to do that. You know, Russell Wilson can pick him up and put him down.
He can still move.
Right.
Like he's not.
And that dude
hasn't aged that way.
Right. That dude was on him so quick. When you look at that team, DP, and particularly the defense, is it the scheme? Of course, you need better players, but they got some. I mean, they're NFL players. Is it the scheme? Or is it the guys quit?
I can't believe in the NFL in the first quarter of the season that players have quit.
Oh,
if this is the back end,
it happens.
Well. Here's what I always hear from guys that in the league. I'm always playing for my next check.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always auditioning, and you don't want that bad tape out there. Like, you don't want anybody to say, you know what, I saw Jay against the Jets, and he was not. No, at some point the pros,
right,
are going to play. Like, that's what they're doing. I don't understand it, quite frankly. because Denver's got enough talent to compete with everybody except for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, you got
right. Like I'm not missing that they got dudes.
Yeah, I don't think it's a play. I thought Judy, a wide receiver, I thought he was going to be a star. Looking at he hasn't been.
Yeah, he's not consistent enough.
No.
But you look at their defense. You got the best corner in the game, without a doubt, Surtain. You got probably one of the best safety combinations when healthy is Simmons and Jackson.
Right.
And so the other corner, you just gotta just walk and chew gum.
Like,
And
don't fall down, hurt yourself.
Yeah, the problem is with the D line and all that, and Randy Gregory didn't work out, but you fault the prior staff for giving him that much money, and he wasn't ever productive. But I know you think it's early for guys to cash it in. I don't think a lot of these guys that play in this age, they don't take pride about their work.
That's sad.
I don't think it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that they don't think like that. I think they only will start to think like that once they're out the league. I don't think they ever think that they'll get cut. It's because that's an entitlement thing. And these guys are they're not really having to work for it because the rosters are smaller. So they know showing up to training camp, they're even on sturdier footing than when we used to show up to training camp. When you used to show up with there's 100 guys versus now, they barely got over what you need, right? So you can already kind of forecast who's going to make it, who's going to not. And that's what happens when you're out there against the Jets. I mean, you let Zach Wilson go out there and just twerkulate on you. You let Breece Hall go 75 yards untouched. That means your back end couldn't hawk down a running back coming off an ACL injury. This is his second or third game coming off an ACL. So he opened up, cocked the head back, and left you guys. He outran your angles. No, you're not running to the ball, bro.
Yeah, I just wanted, like, you want to believe, especially in a football town like Denver. Like, you've got some history. Like, you've got some meat and potatoes. You've got enough alumni around who still live there, who walk in proud and talk in proud. And if you already laying out, oh my goodness, that means, one, the system is messed up for that to be allowed.
Right.
Then that means, especially at Denver, like if this was Atlanta
or Cardinals,
right?
Or
like
you
go, okay, but the Broncos, like that's not.
And you just hired a new coach too. It's
like a coach.
Yeah,
like you went and got a dude.
Yeah, you ain't getting the dude that's like the Giants when they hired the special teams coach from the Patriots, and the Giants were scrambling to get his bio together.
That's why I have a hard time saying it's coaching.
Yeah, that's
like I don't think it's the coaching.
Yeah, because here's why I say, how does Vance Joseph go to one of the most respected defensive coordinators? You can say whatever you want about him as a coach, right? How does he everywhere he's been, his defenses have been respectable or good, right? Because that's how he became the Denver head coach. His defenses were good. So how does he go? I would ask the players, how does somebody that's been in this league, coaching this league a lot longer than the majority of you guys have been playing and coaching a variety of different players and successful, how all of a sudden he gets here and you guys are doing things that, quite frankly, you see sometimes at Seacrest. Lack of communication, lack of know-how, lack of wherewithal, lack of just second effort, lack of togetherness. How does that happen and you're a professional? But you guys would be the first ones to be mad if you guys get cut, because I'm going to tell you what Sean Payton's going to do. I'm going to tell you, he like Bill Parcells and them. He's going to start slicing cats out. He's going to start shipping dudes out of there because he's going to get first. Here's what he's going to do. And I'm telling you, I was a week late and I told one of my friends, his name Stan's, the Denver Broncos fan. He asked me about after the 70. I said, listen, somebody going to go. I thought
somebody important.
Yeah. And I thought it was going to be that week. Well, he said, no, I'm going to see how you guys react. So now he's doing it a little different. Week 2, Randy Gregory, you up out of here. Now, was it justified or not? Somebody gone. Next will be more guys that either you're going to be cut or traded, because what he's going to do, he's going to come in like, well, you know what it is what is it called when they put that thing over your house and you got to put that bomb in there to get the rodents out of there? Defumigate.
Yeah.
He's going to defumigate the whole thing because number one, he can, because he has time. Number two, in order for him for him to win, he's already seeing, he's giving you guys opportunity. If you want to be in the league a long time, like if it was me, like if I was in the last part of my career and I knew I was going to be in Denver 1 year. Oh man, I'm going.
What you need, coach?
Well, because that'll extend your career.
Yeah, what do you need from me?
Right.
Like, I'll be that dude, coach.
Right, because Sean Payton's word on what you do, even if they say like you were a last like cut or say he wasn't able to bring you back in free agency, his word weighs a lot more than Cardinals coach or Indies coach.
Well, he's got the ring. He's got
the ring, and he's got the coaching backing of Bill Parcells and so forth and so on.
Yeah, it's hard to watch.
It is,
and mainly because it doesn't make sense. Like in some cases, you go, okay, that makes sense. Nothing about the Broncos the last 2 years makes sense to me. None of it makes sense to me. And the only common denominator is Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you that.
And so I have to and we know he's different, right?
But
I still let him quarterback my team.
Yeah, but have you guys seen the interview with Marshawn Lynch about him?
Yeah.
I want to jump right into it because that's what listen.
Yep.
When I'm telling you, I've played with guys like this. I'm telling you, I've played it and I've heard about guys that you would never think. When people if you ever like the Vikings and stuff, you never see one guy around that play that quarterback because you don't never see him with the dudes. I'm telling you, there's a lot of guys like that. And when Marshawn Lynch said that he was trying to extend the olive branch to Russell Wilson probably at a very young age in his career when he was starting to take off, and Russell Wilson called him from a block number, bro, you lost that locker room. You lost because here's why he lost the locker room. When you think of the Legion of Boom, Sherman, 5th round pick, Cam Chancellor, 4th round pick. Bobby Wagner was a 2nd round pick, but overlooked. Right? What's the defensive end, 72, Bennett? He was kind of like a 1-year prove-it deal, just a throw-in. Came from Tampa Bay. He was a situational player. And then we talk about Cliff Averill, right? Mm-hmm. He was an undersized defensive end. Had to go to Seattle to kind of figure it out because Detroit just let him go, right? Those guys, the way that they were built. And then Earl Thomas was a 1st-round pick and all that, but he was a good player. That ain't going to fly with them, man. That's where the team's built, and you lose the locker room. You lose credibility in there. And that's where you see like a Geno Smith kind of just waiting in the wings. Now he's kind of running the team now. Now you got Russell Wilson, who's even more of super. He's married to an iconic female, artist. I hate it for Russell Wilson because I met Russell Wilson when he was playing at North Carolina State, and they ran him out of there for Mike Glennon. And I remember watching him throw. And I remember I was talking to Chris Canty, who's on media guy in New York, and we were all working out in the summer. I was like, I remember telling like, dude, you can play. And he's like, and he was, he was just he's struggling with confidence. Now to see him and where he came in, as a late round pick and all that other stuff, I hate for him because I saw him when he was at his purest to end his career with this type of stuff on his resume.
Well, but it's the tale we're familiar with. Like it's the tale that we're familiar with. That you have an expiration date, no matter how great you are, and the greater you are, the louder the expiration date, right? And even if you're trying to ignore it, Joe Gibbs used to talk about the alarms going off, but everybody else hears it except for you.
Yeah.
And that may be the thing. Like, why this isn't happening. Your boy might not know why, but you know what it is that you're missing. What's different?
Yeah.
And Russell Wilson is the only one that can answer it.
Yeah. I mean, I just find it weird that, like, if I was a head coach, I would ask some of the players, like, how much interaction do you really have with Russell? Right? I don't need you to be inviting me over to your kid's, birthday party. Bro, how many times are y'all hanging? And if I was
it's a simple hanging out. Like, we're not talking about where, it needs to be a full-on evening. We're talking about go get some wings and sit across the table from each other.
And just being a phone call away, not an agent, then I get to you.
Right.
And that's kind of the thing. It's like, I'm just hanging out, just getting a hold of him. Just kind of sounds to be the hard part.
When we go to Big Ten Media, the big part about Big Ten Media is that we break bread. Like, we're just at some point we just become dudes. And it helps you to recognize, he this way all the time.
Right. Right.
Right? Like, you go, oh, this is what this is. You have to do that. Like, it's necessary to do this. So I don't know what's going on in Denver. I thought Sean Payton coming in.
I think Russell's fighting it. I think Russell, I hate to say it, is too far gone.
But Drew Lock is not the answer either.
I don't know who his backup is, but I'm just listen. They're in the Caleb Williams stakes. And I can tell you what, if I'm Denver, Caleb Williams, you can stay back at USC all you want. I'm drafting you next year, bro.
I need the rights.
Feels like a leadership crisis.
Well, I need the rights. I need the rights to you. You need new blood. I thought Sean Payton was the blood. Apparently, he's not.
Yeah,
and that's always a different thing. If you're Caleb, maybe Sean Payton gets you in the door that another coach might not be able to.
And you feel safer with him going into a franchise that's not winning.
Right. And he did it with Drew Brees.
Right.
Like,
versus going to the Cardinals or somebody like that. Yeah.
You're more talented than Drew Brees was at Purdue.
Right.
And look what I did with Drew Brees. I think I can help you.
Yeah. And I could put guys around you, and I have the autonomy and power to do so.
Yeah.
And he'll turn it around quick. But I just wanted to know what you guys thought about that. It was an interesting NFL weekend. Yes, Jake, I know you're listening. The Buffalo Bills flew all the way over there to London and lost to Jacksonville. It's the same Buffalo team that went down to Jacksonville and lost that game down there and didn't get home field advantage. And then they were down in Kansas City and they had the 13 seconds of hell. If they were playing in Buffalo, they went to the Super Bowl, possibly a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
I hope this loss over there doesn't come back and bite them in the butt. They had a huge loss that's even bigger than that loss over there, and losing Matt Milano, who is their all-pro linebacker. He's done for the season, fractured his leg, and I think he might have had some damage to his ACL. So that's even more unfortunate because Edmonds was gone in free agency. So they got to do some things there to get better, but it's only going to get more intense like college football. And I think after this break, we're going to talk about a little bit of baseball playoffs, particularly the Dodgers, Clayton Kershaw.
Woof.
Listen, I know they won a world championship, but over his career, the playoffs have not been good for him. I want to talk about that. And of course, there's reasons, right? But dog, you can't be going out there doing that in LA. So Jay Foreman, DP, Harrison, we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through October 10th are pre-packaged 3-pound chuck roast for just $17.99. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, stop by the grand opening at the 30th and Yankee Hill location on October 14th and 15th. Spend $100 in-store and receive a free cooler of certified Piedmontese beef. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Fall is officially here, which means it's the perfect time to get outdoors and stay moving. If you're someone who enjoys going on walks in fall weather, but you notice heel pain in your foot when you wake up, it could be a sign of plantar fasciitis. A visit to Fleet Feet Lincoln can help you find the shoes and inserts you need to avoid that pain. Their Fit ID machine takes a 3D image of your feet and picks the shoes that work best for you. Visit Fleet Feet Lincoln, located off of 70th and Pioneers Boulevard, so you can stay moving.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and man, do the October incentives get better. You won't want to miss this. Happening right now at Coppell, you have 0% financing or $6,500 off MSRP on select new half-ton crew cab pickups. Yes, you heard right. Happening right now until the end of the month. 0% financing or $6,500 off sticker price. Those incentives are the best we've seen this entire year. Hurry on in while supplies last. Just take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus and with roof credit. Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Yet another Nebraska winter is looming, and you know you're going to need tires on your vehicle. Don't fret, they are all on sale now during the October Spectacular event at Graham Tire Company. Buy 3 Kumho tires and get the 4th tire free with the purchase of an install package. Save big on Goodyear, Hankook, Nokian, and more. Big rebates on select Goodyear tires that will double when you use your Goodyear credit card. It's their biggest sale of the year, and it's happening now. GrahamTireLincoln.com, getting you to the places that matter most.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Aetrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com. It takes a great game plan to win a football game each week, and right now, it's time to plan a trip to get a new car at Mullen Motors. Just like on the football field, there's a wall of defense on the way to Mullen Motors. 48th Street is under construction from Layton all the way to Cornhusker Highway. But the lot at Mullen Motors is full of tons of great vehicles to drive home this fall for the ultimate touchdown. Mullen Motors, still open through road construction at 48th and Walker.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite Tailored Light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Tanner's Bar and Grill, Vinny Kreekak, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Middle segment, old school, Jay Foreman, DP, Harrison on the 1s and 2s. Baseball playoffs, man. Twinkies are representing. Baltimore representing
poorly.
Yeah, I know, but still,
Poorly.
they did.
Well, they're the number one seed.
They did prior. I think they're just not used to it. You
Number one seed.
They went from the worst team in the league to the first, obviously by acquiring talent. They're down 2-0. Rangers and was a Bucci or whatever their manager.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing some things. I always liked the Bucci when the umpire threw him out. That was funny.
Yeah, he's he was always different.
Yeah,
he was different as a player. different as a man, as skipper in around the league wherever he's been, which makes him difficult in postseason because he's really focused and targeted.
Right.
Manages the 27 outs
very well
as anybody in the game. That he simply says, you know what, I'll make concessions. I'm going to play hunches because this is hunch season.
Yeah.
Like this is the hunch season. It's matchup season. And he's willing to take chances on players because he likes the advantage. Not everybody, if you had 100 wins, you're going to go with the guys that played every day to get you 100 wins. If you're the game hunter, you get to take some opportunities, and that's what they're doing. And listen, you get that kind of pitching, and then just beat up on the O's pitching staff. Man, good on them. The Rangers are doing their thing. The Twins are doing their thing. To scare the Astros, and Correa has no fear of his boys. He's not afraid of the Astros.
He knows
Correa's like,
he's making everybody else raise their level of play. And the Twins growing up, I mean, obviously you had when Kirby Puckett and those guys won the World Series, but then after that, the Twins would always win their division and then go out and play the Yankees and get swept.
Yep.
And Tom Kelly was the manager, one manager
Grandpa
of the year.
Tom.
Yeah, he was great, but they could never beat anybody because the Twins were the team that they would always have young talent, never pay them, and then they go off everywhere else and end up being all-stars. And David Ortiz's case,
perfect example.
He went and he's been, now he's a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I want to ask you guys about is the Dodgers. Obviously, the Diamondbacks are up, 1-0. Dodgers are 100-game winners. But that last game, Clayton Kershaw, that is not, Father Time, the clock is ticking louder and louder, and you do not want to go out like that. I would hope you wouldn't. What do you guys think about the state of the Dodgers? Was it a kind of one-off, or is this something that's a big letdown? Because that's a huge payroll, right? High-profile players, right? And you're in L.A., and you go out there and lose 11-2 the first game. How much pressure is in the Dodgers clubhouse versus the Diamondbacks?
Oh, there's a ton of pressure for the Dodgers.
All the pressure.
You're putting all that money down, and you just hope, if you're the Dodgers, you just hope you don't get more of that from Kershaw.
Right.
If he gets just even remotely close to average, not even his peak form. But you kind of mentioned it off the break. His playoffs, they haven't been great throughout his career.
He hasn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been excellent in the regular season, and then in the playoffs, it seems like he gets shell shocked or scared because. In the flip, when you think about Verlander, when you think about Scherzer, you think about even Randy Johnson. What's the guy from San Francisco? Madison Bumgarner. Like in the play, they go to another level. They kind of like use the regular season. Like, I remember when I let you get that hit back in the beginning of the season. Yeah, you can think you'll get another one now. Here's 3 pitches, strikeout, see you later. With him, I think he just overexpands himself in the regular season, and that's all he's got. And by the time he gets into the playoffs, everybody's tipped off on him, or he's just mentally not there.
Well, it's also touch, feel. And California is a different kind of vibe. It's different in October than it is in July and August. So texture on the ball changes. All that density, the feel.
Sure.
He's a feel pitcher. He's a touch pitcher. And if he can't get that same feeling and it's being monitored, right? You can't use those texture assistants that sometimes appear in Major League Baseball. But he's a touch breaking ball pitcher.
He's not
and
a
if
power
it's not
pitcher.
Like the rest of those dudes,
they got power.
Hey man, they hit you with the juice. Clayton has always been a finesse guy.
Yeah,
and it shows up. Watch him against the Astros in the World Series, then you watch him against the Nats in the World Series. And when you have the guys that give them trouble are the touch guys, the guys who simply put it in play. They don't have to hit bombs against him. The only guy that really beat him up was Juan Soto.
Yeah.
And Soto hit a ball that still hasn't landed against him. And I'm not sure that he's recovered from it.
Yeah.
I'm a Kershaw fan on the field, and that again for a 162 game season, he's one of the aces. Like when you talk about aces in the league, he's one of the aces. And the Dodger fans have been so spoiled. We were talking about it yesterday that if you're going to name the top 5 left-handers in baseball history, a bunch of them are Dodgers.
Yeah.
And you like that's how spoiled you are at this thing. Honor that dude. You know what? He deserves the right to stink in the playoffs. His number took him yard. He's still recovering from it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at the Dodgers. Mookie Betts is one of the top 5 players in the country, in the world. You've got a roster from 1 to 8 that's better than anybody every day.
Right.
Maybe the Braves are in that conversation, but it's a short list. Go win a game tonight. There's nothing wrong there. Like they're Nebraska. There's nothing wrong with the Dodgers that winning a game won't fix.
Yeah.
But if you lose it, then you go on the road with the nasty taste, and then that's when free agency will deal with that. Then you got to have that other conversation. I think they're fine if they get a win. It's the Diamondbacks who are just playing carefree.
Yeah.
Tell me, no matter what I do, I'm okay because I got to win at Dodger Stadium. Oh, if they win tonight, big deal. It's 1-1 and I'm going home.
Yeah.
So there is pressure. It does matter. But if you're a Dodger fan and you booing Clayton Kershaw, that's like booing Scottie Pippen because he didn't want to come off the bench. Whatever, man.
Yeah, we talked about it on the Breeze. Did you catch that, Jay Foreman? Them booing Kershaw?
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on that?
Probably a little harsh, but I can understand it because he stunk. And that's part of professional sports. I remember the first time running in the halftime and getting booed at Buffalo. So that's just part of it.
Well, it's the Jim Kelly thing. Like, if you boo Jim Kelly at Buffalo, you boo Bruce Smith because he couldn't get around the Hogs. Bro, like, really?
I understand it. I mean, when you're a professional and they're paying a lot of money, I mean, that's what happens. You get booed. But I think, the one thing with baseball, with Kershaw is that you are a finesse pitcher. You have to have something else in the playoffs. And I
got a question for you.
And I think he's like hard-headed because it probably worked 4 or 5 times against these teams in the playoffs. Well, you get to the playoffs, bro. They got tape on you. They got data on you, and it's not working.
Did you ever get booed at Memorial? You ever remember
me personally?
The team.
I saw the one. I was there when Scott Frost got booed.
Georgia Southern. That was that game.
No. When when he was
playing.
When he was playing. Yeah.
I was thinking about
when he was playing.
Well, he got booed twice.
Well, but when he was playing, and I didn't agree with it. But that's college sports. This is professional sports. I felt like when Scott had to take over after Tommy, there was a lot of pressure on him, and it was a hard comparison. No, he didn't play well. He didn't play well against Arizona State. Nobody did. Wasn't all on him. I mean, we lost 19-0. So I understand why fans boo. It first time it happened when I was in Buffalo, I was shocked. I was like, what the heck? Like, we're only down by 8 or down by like 10.
And they were booing you or the team?
To the team.
Okay.
My first year, nobody knew who I was. They was like, this dude is just lucky to be active. You know what I'm saying?
What were you? Were you wearing number 7?
No. I was treated as such, but I got active, and I was lucky enough to get 55. But I mean, it happens, man. But when you're playing baseball, the funny thing is you could be a 100-game winner or so forth and lose to a team that gets hot.
We had that high school in Virginia where they won the division every year, like 20 out of 24 years. But would lose in the league championship and regionals, and everybody would just go, "Oh, we've heard that. I've seen this movie before." And I just went, "Okay, I just want to be around when they do win it. When we do win it,
yeah.
So you have to eat crow." And then we did it back to back, and I was like, "Okay, remember all the stuff you said?
Yeah.
Are you going to take that back, or are you just going to act like you never said it?" because that's the reality. Like, I don't want to be the guy that boos Clayton Kershaw and then shows up at Cooperstown when he goes to the Hall of Fame.
And you love him.
Like, I'll wear your jersey that day. No, listen, if you a fan of the dude, you a fan for 162 days, be a fan for the playoffs.
Yeah, I wouldn't boo him or whatever, but he definitely needs to step up, man. I mean,
it's tough times, bro.
Yeah.
It's tough times. Look at Jeff G talking about go Rangers. I think that's the first time we've seen that on the text line this year.
Go Rangers.
Go Rangers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know anyone in my life that's a Rangers fan.
I have buddies who are back east. There are actually more Rangers fans back east than there are in Texas. I can tell you. The Astros have taken over. We used to go to ball games down in Arlington, and had a blast. I have a weird Rangers relationship because the Rangers are my childhood. Because I was a Senators fan, and when the Senators left DC, they took all of my heroes to Texas and became the Rangers. And so there was a stretch when Washington didn't have a team, and I'm watching my heroes play for the Rangers, and I was like, "Oh man, I gotta root for the Rangers, man." And then I finally broke up with them once we got cable, and we got cable, and I could watch the Braves. I was like, "Thank you, Jesus."
You should have wrote him a letter.
Like,
Effective today, I'm no longer a fan because we have cable. Good luck. God bless.
Yep. And the Braves were terrible.
Yeah.
The Braves were terrible, but
the Braves were like that for a while. Remember, they would always get to the World Series and lose.
Oh, even when they had the loaded squad.
Right. When they had Terry Pendleton and Maddox and all, they would get all the way there and lose. And I'd watch them all the time on TNT. So, I mean, I think it's part of the process to go. And I think sometimes when you had success and the Dodgers broke through and won, fans lose the reality of how hard it is to win a world championship in baseball and basketball and football and college football.
Especially in the major cities.
Where
you're there all the time.
Right. And so.
Oh, there's a good question for you to close out the show. That's a good one. There's a good one on the text line. All right. So this is where this is. As a linebacker, Jay, I want to know where Junior Seau ranks on your all-time grades list.
Ooh.
Yeah, you got it. You got
I'm gonna have to think about that. Yeah.
You're gonna have to ponder that.
That's right on time. We're gonna take a break. I'm gonna think about Junior Seau because
that's my dude.
He was a great player. So Jay Foreman, DP Harrison, we'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When you think of places with tons of great beer selections and amazing food menu in Omaha, the conversation should start and end with Bärschen Beer Garden in Benson. With more than 30 beers on tap, including several German options, you're sure to find something you like. And don't forget their Nashville hot chicken sandwich or any of their delicious hamburgers. Start off with the warm house-made pretzels and you're on to a great day at Bärschen Beer Garden in the heart of Benson in Omaha. If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Tanner's Bar and Grill, Vinny Kreekak, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Attention all Wings fans! 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings. It takes a great game plan to win a football game each week, and right now, it's time to plan a trip to get a new car at Mullen Motors. Just like on the football field, there's a wall of defense on the way to Mullen Motors. 48th Street is under construction from Layton all the way to Cornhusker Highway. But the lot at Mullen Motors is full of tons of great vehicles to drive home this fall for the ultimate touchdown. Mullen Motors, still open through road construction at 48th and Walker.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through October 10th are pre-packaged 3-pound chuck roast for just $17.99. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, stop by the grand opening at the 30th and Yankee Hill location on October 14th and 15th. Spend $100 in-store and receive a free cooler of Certified Piedmontese beef. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends. Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The wake forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine as well as some calm winds. Afternoon high should top out around 66. Tonight we'll see clear skies and an overnight low of around 40. And tomorrow more of the same, lots of sunshine, calm winds. A little warmer tomorrow. We'll see an afternoon high of around 72. And meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Jay Foreman.
Y'all stupid.
I have to be real careful when I turn that mic back on.
I'm glad you had that.
Jay Foreman After Dark.
Yes.
Get a Patreon going.
Right. Jay Foreman, DP, Harrison. 2 hours goes by quick, man. Y'all done try to break my concentration. But back to business. Harrison.
Oh.
Harrison over there blushing and stuff.
It really is.
Yeah.
Harrison just gained like 4 facial hairs.
Well, let's just say this. I went to Cedar Catholic Private School, nice, sweet, small town, a Catholic little bubble.
Oh, you got none of what you just got.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
But anyways.
But Junior Seau, man, I think I mean, he was one of the greatest of all time. I think you talk about natural instincts and that could take and wreck. You know, Matt Rule talked about he wanted his defensive players or guys that, you know, he thought of that could be good players to wreck the game. Junior Seau could wreck a game, all game. And he was phenomenal. Where he ranks in my book, I mean, he's definitely, I mean, Lawrence Taylor is way, there's nobody that ever will get close to him, period. And then, you know, then you got, you know, like Ray Lewis, and then that's where Junior Seau comes in there for me. He could play multiple positions. He could play defensive end. He could play outside linebacker in a 3-4. He could play obviously inside in a 3-4. And he that big and that fast is I mean, he was second. I mean, he was a dude, man. And you know, really what's funny about Junior Seau, my senior year, we played out in the Holiday Bowl out there in San Diego. And we got there and, you know, they had the pier and we just were walking around, or I was walking around. There's Junior Seau, and I mean, he was iconic player there, and it just so happens that I'm walking around, and he talked to me for like 5-10 minutes. I guess he was, you know, he was there probably just, you know, decompressing a little bit, you know, obviously there at the marina, and I think he had
a restaurant. He had a steakhouse down there on the marina, right next to the.
But he was on. I think he had a boat because he was down there like just coming off the off the dock or whatever. But he was real cool, man. I mean, and then you know the other run-in I had with him. This is when he signed with Miami, and in Houston we did the, you know, co-practices or whatever. And we used to have a trolley walking over, and I said, "Man, you remember me?" And he was like, looked at me. He's like, "Kinda," and I was like, "Hey, 98,
right?"
He was like, "Wow." He's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Yeah, you still playing, bro?" You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting started. And he was cool, man. And he practiced with like I said, he practiced the same way he played, with the intensity and the intent that every day he was trying to be great. And that's why he was one of the greatest.
We got to, there was a 2-year stretch where I spent time with the Chargers, just hanging out. And this is when Bobby Beathard went out. Of course, he took some of the old Washington crew out there.
Sure.
Right? Mark May went out there. Craig McEwen went out there. Stan Humphries, who had played with Washington and was now out there. And we would go out and they would let me sit at practice. And it was surreal for me because like I kind of got comfortable with Washington. I was never comfortable hanging out with the Chargers,
right? Because
I always felt like, well, I'm an outsider. But you go to practice, and first of all, you're playing catch with Charlie Joyner, one of the great receivers to ever walk the planet. And I'm just, okay, this is like, I'm in my head, this is the coolest thing that's ever going to happen until Junior Seau decides he's going to cover you. And then you have to figure out, okay, is he playing?
Yeah.
Like, do I try to impress him or should I just, and the other players are looking at me like, don't do it. Like they're just shaking their head like, don't do it, bro. I'm too stupid. Like I got to run her out. Junior picks it off, does a victory dance in front of me, does his thing. Then he says, all right, now you got to cover me. And they're really going, don't do it. Like, don't do it. DP, don't do it. But okay, like you just shut me down. You get in your stance, except for you forget. He's Junior Seau.
Right.
I flew about 4 feet just from the stiff arm.
Yeah.
He had the best Halloween parties ever. He'd invite the whole team up to his house. His driveway is as long as 11th Street. Like it's just to pull up to the crib.
Right.
It took you a couple of minutes. It's LT. I have Junior above Ray because he played both positions. He played any position
right
at linebacker. And he's in that unique space.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of great linebackers. Junior is there, and the longevity of him being able to play and being dominant for how long, ability to come back from some pretty harsh injuries and still be dominant. He was woof. I mean, he was good, man. I mean, and he was fun to watch too. I mean, we played him 1 year out in San Diego. Man, he was. This is when Harrison, when he do his like lightning bolt after you make a play, he'd pump his fist. I was looking over there. I said, man, I'm tired of seeing this dude just run through David Carter. I told the offensive line, I said, listen, You know he coming right up the middle. Grab him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's
that's
like,
what it takes.
They said he's too quick. I was like, listen, the dude's 6'4", 250 pounds. You see him coming, and he just would get a run and start. But yeah, he was phenomenal watching and then compete against, and then obviously been able to have a couple small interactions with him. Man, he made a mark on the league, and everywhere he went,
good dude.
He was liked,
troubled, but a good dude.
Yeah, well liked and respected. Never crossed a teammate. Great teammate, great player. Did what it takes, and obviously missed to this day. So good Monday, happy Monday, victory Monday. Win the bye week. You go 1-0 in this bye week, and Nebraska can go 1-0 next week. So we're going to sign off here for Old School. We got Amon Green next, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amon Green, and then we got DPE.
And then Speed and Power to finish it off. And then we'll have some replays.
We got some replays. So Power Pack Monday. Old School's going to sign off. We'll holler at you tomorrow.